the hardest working podcast in Portland, Oregon, man.
Play no
Game. What's up, you guys? It's Cartier Bob, and I have a special installment for you today at the Play No Games podcast / show. I'm gonna do something different because I'm pretty sure you've already seen. I'm not solo, but the crew's not here. They're losing stock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the people, and the who run behind the scenes, they just increase their stock. I can say that. But usually how I do these things is I introduce myself. I say I am Cartier Bob, and because I have no one else, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. What's good, everybody? I'm DJ Honest. I DJ all around Portland. I am a resident DJ at Lulu Bar every Thursday and Saturday, and I spin at Swift Lounge every third Friday. I pop around to other sets, so just follow me on Instagram. You can keep up with my latest shows.
So we replace these hosts with this host.
I mean, I'm here for it.
Let's go. So usually we have before we do like the big. I'm still gonna honor you to introduce yourself.
I mean,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I'm here for it.
Is before we have you say more, we have this very first game that we do, and it's our very first segment. It's called Play No Games, and usually what happens is. Fuck, I actually do miss AJ. He does a better job of this. I'd say I'm ready to play no games, and you usually just say, "What are you ready to play no games about?" So I'm gonna go first,
all right.
And then after I go, and you can comment after what I'm ready to play no games about.
Good.
Then we can go from there.
All right.
So, you know what I'm ready to play no games about? I'm ready to play no games about my fucking car engine. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little toasted. I'm a little toasted that because they literally tell you to keep up maintenance on your car.
Yeah, I mean, you got that flashlight coming on.
Exactly. I'm not a person to ignore the lights. I'm like, fuck, because I'm not a car dude, but I'm a stout student of YouTube University where I'm like, I know what the fuck to do. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to figure it out.
I can fix my carburetor by looking up on YouTube how to fix my carburetor.
Oh, exactly. Just get a wrench and just start hitting that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And then it works. And lo and behold, even though none of you care, but I care, Blue, you are dead. I have name of my car. Name of my car. And I have to get a new car. So I'm just upset that I've kept up with maintenance for so long, and now I have a mysterious engine problem. I'm like, where, when, how?
I gotta ask now, what kind of car you got?
It ain't gonna get me the women, but I'll just say this: well, you ain't got no car note, because that's why I'm upset. Because I haven't had a car note for 5 years.
Okay, that's not bad.
I paid off my car maybe like 6 years ago, so I've had no car payment for 5 years.
That's nice.
Yeah, but to answer your question, because I am not going to get shamed for the car I have. So I know it's my ego talking, but I have a Kia.
Okay. Oh, damn. And you could get that car jacked in a minute, right? Because they could just pop that, put that in the USB joint in there and just start it up and take off with it. Okay.
Well, I'll just say this. I was fortunate that my car was not taken, but they ain't trying that with me. I'll just say that. So I'm playing no games about that. I have to get a new car pretty soon.
Oh, damn. That's an interesting one. I mean, what am I ready to play no games about? That's the real question.
Yeah.
I'm ready to play no games about not getting enough sleep, to be honest. I mean, I've been busy so much lately, not in a bad way. I really enjoy what I do for a living because I'm not just a DJ. I actually have a day job and everything. I do enjoy that and then finding time to hang out with friends and socialize and everything. But damn, I really wish we had more hours in the day just to get some sleep. Let's be honest. That's why I want really play no games about. When can we talk about extending the day? Just be like, or even just having a nap time. Like, man, why can't we be like Spain and just get like a freaking nap time.
Oh,
Like, hey, in the middle of the day, go home. Here's 3 hours. Then you could come back to work a little bit
wait,
later on.
that's that
Oh, that's goes around in like Europe all the time. If you're in
really?
Spain and stuff like that, you have a siesta hour, man. You literally got that. I
Now.
was like, that's what I really want in like life. Let's be honest. I want a siesta hour in the middle of the day. Just like, let's go. I mean, you eat lunch. Maybe have a beer at lunch, and then
Yeah,
maybe you're just
yeah,
getting
yeah,
tired.
yeah,
Like, I want to take a quick nap. Let's just incorporate it into the American culture. Why not?
yeah. Ooh, I'm not gonna. I'm with you on that. Like just like you, I have multiple things that I'm doing. Like when it comes to being a mental health warrior.
I'm for that.
Yeah,
Pro therapy right here. Let's go.
exactly. See, look at that. Look at
Yeah.
that. And like the various things, it's just like I feel you. I think someone told me like I'm a revenge night timer. Where
Yeah.
like I remember when I was young and I had to go to sleep, and as an adult, I just feel like I'm missing something. But more or less as an adult, I'm like I'm missing doing this work because I'm like if I do this hard work now, it'll pay off later.
I feel like that gets like into our sense of like I'm always at the beginning. I'm always at the start. Like I always need to grind. I feel like I'm not proving myself yet. It's that weird imposter syndrome that like we kind of have being like especially POC. It's like
Yeah.
we have that weird ass imposter syndrome that like I've been doing stuff for like I've been doing this for over a year at like places like spinning at Louvre
Yeah.
for over a year, or I've been like working my job for over 4 years, and I'm just still like, well, I gotta prove myself still every day. I'm just like, why am I like busting my ass twice as hard when I already know where I belong? And I think it's understanding and acknowledging the fact that like I know who I am. I belong here. I'm gonna act like I belong here now.
You know what's so fucking crazy is like I think I told the guys over there, but like literally, or maybe it's someone else I was talking to today, but like I was hooping yesterday, and like the guys came up to me, he's like, "Oh," and like I've hooped this guy forever. Like he's like not even like he's a cool dude, acquaintance, right? He's like, "Oh, I caught your show," and I'm like, "Me?
Yeah,
Like for real?" He's like, "Oh, you inspired me to. I'm thinking I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make my own show and things like that." And
that's it.
he's like, Portland really doesn't have a show like this. And I'm like, and I'm like, look at my YouTube studio and then Spotify, and I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
one of 30 views, but it's almost kind of like I feel you where I'm like
yeah,
we've been doing this for like almost like 2 3 years, and things have
yeah,
grown and expanded, but it's almost kind of like people are paying attention, and
yeah.
I'm just realizing like it doesn't matter how like yes it does matter what like like subscriptions all the stuff, but like people really do pay attention to what you're doing.
Yeah, you're building a brand, and like people, you'd be surprised. Like some people that you make an impact. I have people come up to me sometimes. They're like, "You just made my night playing all these songs. I don't know how you know what to play, but you knew what to play to make my night better." And then that's the best compliment you could get at the end of everything, or even like the best compliment is just going above and beyond. Like you just made my day easier. I love just hearing that.
And that's an excellent segue. Even though you're a host slash guest today, I want to get to the guest
All right.
portion, and the guest portion is, let me tell y'all, Portland nightlife. I just want to make sure I'm saying he ain't saying this. I'm saying this.
I mean,
I'm saying
by
this.
all means.
It's trash. It's trash. Let me tell you, when I go out, I'm either ducking. I won't say bullets, but depending on where you go, I'm ducking problems.
Yeah.
But when I know when a certain DJ is spinning at a certain location,
I
it's
mean,
gonna be peaceful. And I'll just say this: this introduction comes with a story. This before I tell you who this is, if you know who this is, I was having a real bad fucking day, and we were coming from, I'm not gonna say this place, but the DJ was playing just one more time. And I'm like,
can I like segue real
of
quick? Because
course,
there's a funny TikTok and like the thing
yeah,
that's going on with like they have like a person of color, like you go into the white people clubs and it's just like it's a dope like hip hop hit, and then it goes one more time, and then it just goes, baby you're a firework and all
yeah,
that shit.
yeah,
I'm just like, oh my
yeah.
god, like that type of energy. I can see that. I feel that.
1,010% what happened. And then we walk in because we were looking for a vibe, and we had one of the most honest, well spoken, well energized DJs. And I will never forget this because I'm like, man, I want him in my big brain plan of like good people to be around.
Hey.
We have Lulu's King of spinning. We
Thank
got
you.
DJ Honest on the
I
podcast.
mean, thank you. I mean, I've been hearing that name called a lot more, King, and I really appreciate that. Like, I mean, it means a lot. I mean, like I said, I worked hard to get to this moment, and I really appreciate making people's day off of music. So the fact that I made your day really made my day too.
I want to finish that story. And that story was and not to say like, tipping is like because like once again, American culture when it comes to tipping, like that's a whole
Yeah.
nother rabbit hole. But like I'll always tell this story where like I had the luxury of going to and I'm butchering this Guadalajara and like Mexico City. So like I saw a lot of people like work really hard and going above and beyond. And
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, $50 tip.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Easy. No questions.
I'm at a sushi spot and I asked for ribs. Ribs materialized. That's how good the service was. I was like,
Dang.
God damn.
Oh.
They was like,
Okay.
let me do your taxes. I'm just trying to get some food.
Dude, yeah.
And let's just say, I literally like that feeling of like, let me take care of you is like the music I get when I hear you spin.
Thank you.
And I was like, Josh, bro, I got tips this dude. And I tipped my guy. I was like, I give him a little something. I know it's not much, but it's
No,
like,
it means a lot. Yeah, it does mean a lot. So anything I could do, because like I mean, those are the best moments where you know that you're killing your job. It's like when somebody gives you their hard-earned money, and you're just like, it's just right there in your hand, and it's just like, cool. I know I killed it then, because the fact that, especially if it's 5 or 10, like I know I fucking killed it. Like, the best. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to curse.
oh, you can fuck, yeah,
I'm
fuck.
sorry.
You can cuss. You can definitely
I mean,
cuss.
I don't know what type of. I mean, I don't want to like cross that boundary. I mean, though you
Oh,
can edit it out later, whatever. But let's.
I'm a sailor.
I'm a sailor. But yeah, no, that really makes my night. I mean, I really do enjoy just getting that appreciation back for all the hard effort I put into this, because it's more than just playing the right songs. It's really feeling the energy of the people, and that's really something I put a lot of intention to, is feeling how other people are feeling and knowing, all right, this song's gonna hit because it's gonna feel the whole vibe. And the fact that if I once I play it and the whole place starts singing with me, I know I got you.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'll be honest before, because I definitely want to ask what got you into DJing, your process, and like how you started. But just really, because we'll get back to how you
yeah,
spin and things like that.
yeah.
But one of the things that you really said is like really working the crowd,
Mhm.
and that's to be honest with you why I come to see wherever you spin at. Where it's
Yeah,
like you're looking at the crowd, you're seeing the
yeah.
vibe,
I'm always doing
and
this.
here's the thing that what a lot of people don't understand is like I feel like you are with us, like y'all have to see him in a set where like he's like, oh my,
Uh,
like hands, like I can feel that energy.
the bartenders, they actually have the fun joke, like as soon as he starts DJing, we can't serve Jinx in this corner because he's over here, elbows are swinging, he's over flowing, he's
Yeah.
just grooving with it. And it's true. Like a lot of people look at me and they're smiling with me. I'm bringing them into the music. Like it's not just a lot of DJs, they just sit there. Sometimes they do this, sometimes they do this, or sometimes they're just like this. But no, I'm just like, you're not singing with it. Like I'm playing songs that I would sing to, songs I want to hear in the club. Like being the biggest Usher fan, I play at least 10 Usher songs a night. Like, let's just be
That
honest.
makes so much. You give me all your secrets. I'm like
Yeah,
that.
I play at least 10 Usher songs a night. That's one of the ones that, like, I mean, he's the one of the main reasons why I'm in the music today.
Excellent segue. I'm gonna ask you more things about
Yeah.
just flow and style, but I think that's a great place for us to start. What got you into music?
Ooh, so that's actually going back to since when I was a child. I was actually born with my brother being 10 years older than me. So he's a dancer back in the day. So, like,
Mm.
I was from a toddler, I had him, he would sit me down on a couch similar like this, and then he would record whatever music video he was into and like do the choreography side by side with stuff. So, like, he would have Aaliyah, Janet Jackson, 3LW, Usher, to, I mean, whatever was popular at the time that had good choreography. And I was sitting there just consuming all that media from the 90s and early 2000s. And so when he left for college when I was 8, my mom's actually took over on Saturdays. I remember hearing Earth, Wind, and Fire, Shaka Khan,
Yeah.
all the boogie and soul. Like I mean, Stevie Wonder too. You name it with all the oldies, and I just really resonated so well with music because it was just always been around because I have eclectic taste from everywhere else in the families. I have an uncle that loved 80s pop. I have an uncle that was into 70s psychedelic rock. I have family that was just pulling this all together. And so that was something that was always a part of me, but I just never realized that was a career path. It took till I was a sophomore in high school, and I realized I could do something with this music. So I tried to be a rapper. I'm gonna be
Whoa.
honest. I tried to be a rapper, and yeah, there's probably a few songs out there. You really probably have to hunt them down. But I tried to be a rapper, so I got like all the gear. I worked at a music store called Ted Brown. They gave me fat ass discounts, so I just started buying gear and playing around with stuff. And then I applied to the Art Institute of Seattle.
Mm,
They accepted me right off the back, of course, and then I went through their audio program, learned how to produce, mix, master. I sat behind like a big SSL console, recorded bands, did all that stuff,
damn.
and then I got an internship like working for a sound for video company that was called Clatter and Den, and then basically whatever came through, they had people from Bumper Shoot that would come through and do concerts in the voiceover booth. Lois from Family Guy recorded there. Like, yeah, it was crazy just to see all the weird eclectic shit that popped through. Like, they had somebody from NBC that came in to do like vocal overdubs, and then I would make them coffee, and they would love it, and it was cool. It's just like, oh, I'm getting into this industry. That's what made me want to become more of a producer on that end. But then my brother had some like old turntable and an old like Radio Shack mixer. And I was just like, well, let me take this. I'm gonna play around. And my best friend was actually a DJ at the
Mm,
time. He DJed all over the Seattle house circuit and everything. He's like, let's go right over to the music store, get you an SL2 box from Serato. We plug it all in. And I was just learning how to strengthen with him. I didn't get my first gig till a year later, though, and it's my brother's Halloween party. They're like, but you don't have a name yet. What's your name? Like, what's your name? It's a 90s Halloween party. Like, let's just give you a name. I went by DJ Jazzy G back in the day.
wait.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my name.
DJ
That was my first
Jazzy.
name, DJ Jazzy G. And I kept it because I was like, I couldn't think of anything better. So, like, let's just go with it.
Okay, well, I gotta stop you there. That okay, I was waiting for you to be like DJ, something. What did DJ Amy say? DJ Shrimp or some shit like
No,
that. I was waiting for some shit like
no,
that.
Jazzy G.
Jazzy G's
Yeah.
a good
It
fucking
was
name.
good. That's why I kept it. So like, I got my name out there a little bit more. I did like a bunch of album release parties with friends. And then I got my first gig in Olympia, Washington, where I had to travel 60 miles, like over an hour, back and forth every Friday and Saturday, just doing a residency at this crappy bar and grill out there that doesn't exist anymore, making $10 an hour, just like doing the grind because it was my first gig. And then I just started blowing up a little bit more, but I couldn't ever get into the actual Seattle music scene. So I did like fashion shows, weddings, whatever I
Mm,
could. And Seattle actually was the culture because I was working at Amazon as an audiovisual engineer during the daytime. The culture just felt very techy and broy. And it started
really?
shifting because of Amazon blowing up and everything. It just started shifting. And then it's more like, what can you do for me mentality that took over. And I was like very much in the rut, freaking inflation over there because everybody's like, oh, capitalizing on the coolness of Seattle. It was like I felt like I was 42 being 22. I was like, nah, I gotta dip. I gotta do something. And I found out they were hiring down here, worked my way over here, moved here in 2017, and then I met my homie when I started working at Wyden and Kennedy, and he was a
Mm.
DJ in the industry. I started DJing for Wyden, and he's like, man, you're a DJ? Let me hook you up at Swift. And then rest is history. I just started booking gigs back and forth and blowing up. It's cool. Like it was the first audition I had us with. It was just a cold intro. Like I just messaged the guy who books on Instagram, like, "Hey, can you book? Can you play me?" He goes, "Well, I have a last minute cancellation. Can you play tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll play tonight. I'll bring my stuff
Yeah.
over." He pops in. He goes, "You're back every week." I'm like, "Cool, thank you." Like I was like, "Cool." I mean, I'm glad. So I mean, it took all that stuff to grow and understand and make my own style. But really, when I kept growing, it was throughout the pandemic.
Mm,
Throughout the pandemic, we couldn't DJ, and I really wanted to. I worked for a while, and I was like, "Well, let me do this thing where I can make a DJ mix every week." And then like play whatever the hell I want to play. There's no restrictions here. Nobody wants to like, I just could literally play whatever I wanted to play, and I really love that. I went from boogie, soul, hip hop, electronic house remixes, edits, everything you could think of. And I was just throwing it all into one mix every week, and I was just like, whatever I felt like playing at that time, I did. And it kind of gave me more spontaneity and everything else. And people saw me grow every week, and they're like, "Okay, he's getting something." And they
yeah,
see
yeah.
momentum. I was getting a lot of good feedback, came into the scene after the pandemic, and I was hanging out with my best friend, and he was actually saying we can't have you be go by Jazzy G anymore. He goes, it's giving the wrong, it's giving the wrong impression. He goes, everybody's gonna think you're Fresh Prince in it out here. Everybody's gonna think you're DJ Jazzy Jeff. Like, no, that's not you. He goes, the virtue I see most out of you, especially because of your growth. I was going through therapy at that time. I was
Mm.
understanding everything. I was getting a lot of mental growth. I was being really honest with myself. He goes, I see you being honest. He goes, let's do this. Let's take out the vowels and keep the consonants. It'll be H and S T. I'm like, let's do it. And then I saw,
Yeah.
I came into the scene back at my first gig was back at Swift. And then I came out and just went on a tear. Like everybody's just like, where the hell did this DJ come from? Because all that hours I just spent for like just putting it all together and practicing paid off, and like I could now go out there and I could feel the energy what people are feeling, and then I was playing to them. Like I always play to the people. Like I don't have set lists. I have a pool of music that fits the energy, and I play live. I never once write down I'm gonna play this song at this time, this song at that time. No, I'm gonna play what you want me to play at that time, and that's what I like to do.
Oh.
That's what got me. It's a long ass story. I know. I'm sorry
No,
I got
no, no,
into
no,
that.
no,
It's
no.
long ass history, but music has always been a part of my life since like day one.
Oh, they know
Uh,
I'm monologue, so
yeah,
this is nothing new. It's just
yeah,
different face,
yeah.
different person.
Same, yeah,
Same shit, different
same
person.
shit, yeah. But yeah, since day one, it's always been a part of my life. It's been in my blood, they could say.
Nah, that explains so much. And I do want to take you back to what you were saying because I'll just say this, I love my city, I love where we come from. I see our flaws.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting that you would say that was the Seattle culture because I'll just say sometimes when I travel to Seattle, like I have better experiences maybe because the club is different, big. Um, but it's almost kind of like it's just so interesting that you said like there was like that techie influence, things like
Mhm.
that kind of drove you to here.
Yeah.
And I guess I was wondering if you could just speak more to like what from your perspective, because I'm
Mhm.
speaking as from
Yeah.
like I'm looking for something. I'm leaving
Yeah.
here with something. That's my mindset. I
Yeah.
guess from the back end, like I would say people when I work with them in therapy, I'm want to give you some experience from behind the chair of like how I have to
Yeah.
think. So from behind the booth, what is that difference between Seattle nightlife and Portland
Yeah,
nightlife?
because what drove me to Seattle actually is because my brother moved there 10 years before I did. And
Mm,
it felt like what Portland used to feel like. And
mm,
that's what the cool stuff about it. Like you were able to go out, you're able to be yourself. You didn't have to worry about anything. You're like sit at a bar. The person sitting next to you is your new best friend. That
oh,
was like Seattle used to be in that culture. But when Amazon started taking it over and everything, even when my brother made like no like observations where people were just like would insert themselves and like they're wearing like the tech bro like outfits and everything, and it's just like, and it's very that same type of a culture. I got the end of it when I first moved, but I didn't turn 21 till like 2015. So because like again I'm only 29 at the moment, so like I couldn't really get much of the Seattle nightlife culture what it used to be. But when I was out, I did notice it slowly changing more where there's like nobody would talk to you unless
mm,
like if you don't have too much to offer, like career rise, or if you can't get me promoted, I'm not going to talk to you. Like, I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I come down here, and then like the first bar I walk into, somebody asked me how my day was. I'm just like,
oh.
my day is going amazing. Guns down.
Yeah.
Like,
Dang.
thank you for asking me. Thank you for taking the time because like I just moved here and like you just literally made my day right there. And that's what really made me feel like Portland was home.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm. So people just like I'm not ragging on my city. I just want to make it like you were saying back to where it was. Where I just say I actually don't want to say back where it is. I want to say that it could be much different.
mhm,
Where that vibe that you were talking about, that's because
yeah,
I'm 30, I'm
yeah,
31. Where like I know exactly what you're talking about. When we went out, it was an experience. It
yeah,
was fun. It
yeah,
was Portland. It wasn't trying to be Atlanta. It wasn't trying to be New York. It was
yeah,
like we're gonna have a fun time here. And now more or less it's different. But I actually want to do another slight pivot from what you were
yeah.
talking about before
I'm with it.
because this was interesting. 'Cause I don't think I'm gonna hear this as often. Is you were talking about during the pandemic how you're in mental health and correct me if I'm wrong with this. You were talking about how going to therapy enhance you becoming a DJ,
A better
a
DJ. Oh
better
yeah,
DJ.
I
Could
was a
you?
DJ still, yeah, but because I started therapy throughout that the pandemic. My best friend told me like, that it's there's nothing wrong with you. Of course, there's this to therapy. You don't have to have anything wrong with you to go to therapy.
Mhm.
And then I had to break that, machismo culture and everything that was been ingrained in me since that. So I was like, you know what, let me take the time to find my therapist. I have great insurance, covers it. It was like $25 a session. I was like,
Hey, hey,
there was
hey,
no way not to do it. So it was all virtual and it was really easy. I connected with one of my therapists right away and then we
hey.
just kind of got into it. And it was really beneficial because I was able to like to let go of things that I was just holding on to. And then I was able to kind of focus more on like, how do I focus more on my identity and my creativity? Because I really was so lost in my identity I didn't realize I was. And so now that I found out a lot more who I am, I was able now to commit and embrace myself and I express that through music. So now I found out who I am, I know who I am through my music. And if you come listen to me, you're gonna get a piece of who I am too as well.
Okay, see, this explains so much because I have to speak at it from two angles.
Yeah.
Where like, um, I've alluded, but like I'm I'm in private practice, so like
Mhm,
I get and understand like the power of therapy and
mhm.
breaking the generational
Yeah.
curses. For me when I see my own therapist or when I
Yeah.
am that for someone else,
Mhm,
where like I think what a lot of people don't understand is like there's that weight of generational trauma,
mhm.
your own personal trauma
Yeah.
that does seep into your passions,
Mhm,
and it holds you back from
mhm.
certain particular things.
Yeah.
And when I was just hearing that, I was like, yeah, this guy, yeah, he knows the fuck he's talking about. Because literally, like, cause I gotta keep bringing y'all back to the story because like I've been talking with you for almost going like 7 6 7 months where
Yeah.
like you don't understand that impact when my day was my lowest, even though I was out
Mhm.
because and like how you were spinning, and I know we're gonna
Yeah.
get into like the wordplay where like
Yeah.
I genuinely felt like you were giving me a hug with your music.
Yeah. Thank you, man. It means a
And
lot.
like I was like, and I saw you in a different way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that definitely comes from like a healed place. And I
Mhm.
guess I want to ask you is because everyone always asks about like, if I go to therapy, I will be healed. How has the healing process gone for you? Because I always tell people healing is like a constant process
Mhm.
and is every day. And I was wondering, like, how do you have that maintenance of continuing to heal?
It's more of a just like again repetition. You have to
Mm.
constantly go through the practices, meditation, going through just understanding who you are and taking the time to just focus on yourself. It's nice to take just a day, which my days are Sundays. I just take a
Oh,
day completely off. I usually just like try to decompress, process what I did that week, and then going through the process help identify what am I becoming later on because like you're always growing as not just like whatever passion field you are, you're growing as a person with the interactions you have with everybody else. What did my interactions do to kind of show what the person I'm becoming in? So I'm really just sitting back and observing and understanding where my identity is really coming from, which is like I my best definition of my identity is whatever hat I have on at the moment. So like
ooh,
yeah, so like to like I'm right now on this podcast. I'm a DJ, but when I'm at work, I'm actually the employee. When I'm actually at home, I am whatever passion I'm into, like drawing or anime nerd or whatever you could say, or getting lost into something else. Like I really enjoy just like playing pool with my friends and like going doing that. I'm the pool player at one time. I'm just the best friend, the brother, the whatever you need me to be at that time. That's my identity, and that's who I need to be in that moment. And that's why I feel like being who I need to be in the moment also helps kind of come back to my passion, which is DJing and music. It's all living in the moment. And then I think that's really what helps me grow. And then when I was talking with my therapist, they're saying that feeling that you have when you're spinning in that moment, apply that to your everyday life. And I'm just like, that's what really helped me become a better person.
dang!
Yeah.
If this doesn't become a movie, it's spin like I feel like
I,
that's like a movie
here I
line.
am just doing a pitch. Let's just go for
Exactly, a movie line for your autobiography or your movie. The
yeah.
spin is your way of life. Spin,
Yeah.
spin,
Well,
spin.
no, it's just that. It's just that's in that moment. Like I'm reading the crowd in that moment. I'm understanding what song I need to put in that moment. So I'm there in that moment. Time slows down. Everything slows down. Everything becomes clear. And that should be applied to every day. Like you need to just take the breaths. You need to understand what you need to do next. Just complete that task but enjoy it in that moment. Live in that moment. Because if you don't live in that moment, you become like an autopilot by the time you realize it. Where did the last 10 years go?
Ooh, you ain't lying.
Yeah, for real though.
You ain't lying. At this time, I think we got to talk about your reign. We
Okay.
got to talk about because you a couple weeks ago, you had your anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, a year at Lulu. It's crazy. Yeah,
yeah,
a year doing 2 times a week too, Thursdays and Saturdays, every Thursday and Saturday for a year. It's crazy. I know. Not that I get a lot of compliments from a lot of DJs. They say they don't hear this too often. They don't see like one person own 2 nights a week at one spot, and it's really good flowers I get from them for sure. But like, definitely, my name's become synonymous where like if you hear Lulu, you hear DJ Honest. It's
you
just
damn right.
yeah, it's just like I've heard people like the bartenders and everything say that like oh they have people coming on Fridays. They go where's Honest? Like well he doesn't spin here on Fridays. It's just
You're
what it
right.
is. Yeah.
You- you know, I think speak to more to that where I think as a crowd and the people, we take what y'all do for granted because I don't know how many times people come up and be like, yeah, play this song. Oh my
I
god!
really wanted to talk about requests. So this is actually the rain. So let's just be honest. Like my favorite thing about it is like us as DJs, we get paid. We get paid to do this one job. We are paid to create this energy, create this life, create this movement within music for you to enjoy. We are not your personal jukebox. And because we're not your personal jukebox, the fact that you're coming in that saying, do you take requests, play this one song, or we're leaving? I'm just like, cool, have fun. Like, I mean, my favorite face always asked too is are you having a good time? When they're like, can you take requests? I go, no, but are you having a good time? And they say yes. I'm just like, well, just keep enjoying. I might get to your song down the road. And that's my polite way of just saying, yes, that's what it is. Yeah.
That's his polite way of saying he's not doing it.
But you'd be surprised. Sometimes they ask a song that I will play later on down the road anyways. I'll just say, well, give me like 5 songs. I'll get to it. And then that, because like sometimes they just say, play the song off the back. They don't even say it or take a request.
Disrespectful.
But it depends if it's the song I'm already going to play. Then I'll be like, I got you. But like now I'll be like, no, I don't take requests. So yeah, really it depends on the song too. I always ask that too. That's the second thing. It's like, what you want to hear. And if you ask me to play 50 Cent in the club and that energy in Lulu, it's just not going to fit in that type of music scene. But if you ask me to play, something that's more neo soul and R&B or a little bit of light electronic, I would definitely play that there. But like it depends on what song it is. It depends what it is because I'm not doing a big tempo change. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand the song that they request could be something that's far in the opposite end of tempo that I can't get to at that exact moment. And I expect to have it at that exact moment because psychologically, here's what I think. Everybody wants to be the DJ. Everybody wants to do this. So here's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm gonna spill some tea. Here's what I think about psychologically where it happens with that when somebody asks for a request and the DJ takes a request, they're expecting the whole dance floor to go, oh my gosh, this is my song. And then the person that says it like, I requested that. This is my song. They want their flowers at that moment. But 95% of the time when I see this happen, the dance floor clears and they're the only one on the floor dancing.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I know they want that. They want that. Oh, they want to feel like I'm the person. I'm in charge. I'm that person. Yeah. They want to feel that. And it's just never really the case. Like we're paid to do this. Let us do our jobs.
And that's where I have to actually speak to that where I know you were talking about this during like your love for music. And I think because I would say over my years, I would say last couple of years, I've been establishing more friendships that where people who do DJ and like I'm able to like get behind the scratch board. I'm like, oh, okay, well, oh, all right, I ain't shut my mouth. All right, let me not stop doing that. Like that'd be pissing DJs off. And like I found like there's like you were talking about that art. And I feel like it's a DJ's responsibility. Yes, sometimes I'm like, yeah, let's play the full song. Please play the full song. And we'll talk about berries in a moment. But it's like, I think a DJ's job is to mix music that you wouldn't expect to go together. And that is what I see a lot in your set where like, let's just say and we'll talk about, limitations, things like that. But like, for example, you would turn like 50 Cent in the club in like a Shaddai Sade song.
Sade,
I was
yeah,
like Sade.
yeah,
I was thinking of another person. Sade song together, and I'm
yeah,
like, I never knew that shit went together. Or a Beatles song
yeah,
and like an ACDC song,
yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
why is this so good?
The one that you gave me the compliment on recently is just like I did the last with Drake's best I ever had, and then you were just like when you heard those together, you're like, oh, this is last, and then I finally dropped best I ever had in there, and
Yeah.
everybody loses their mind when I drop that. But then again, it goes into wordplay. Then because usually after that I would drop like Usher's My Boo, and then after Usher's My Boo, I play LMA's Boot Up. And then like it just goes together. It just like flows together because everybody's just like all right singing along, and then they hear feelings, and then everybody's just like, oh crap, they're in their feelings, like they're deep in their feelings right now. Let's go. So it's really just going back to feeling the creative process, digging, understanding what music goes together, understanding that it's all sound and cadence, and that's where my producer mind comes in. I feel like that's what helps me become a better DJ. Is I hear sounds and sonically I could push the limits with sound, and I could actually make some really dope edits on the fly, or I could find those dope edits and understand that like what edits are trash out there, what edits are good, and what songs are good, and understand how to mix it all into one thing to tell you a story. Because I played for like 3.5 hours. I'm telling you stories throughout the whole night.
Okay, we were talking about this off camera, and you just alluded to
Yeah.
it. So that was like my alley oop to dunk it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Thank you. You were talking about wordplay
Mhm,
and how you were telling a story with
mhm.
because people were like, "Oh, you're just playing a playlist."
No,
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not.
He's not. Tell us about the story. You just kind of gave a Costco
Yeah.
sample because you are
Yeah.
right. Because last and best ever,
Yeah,
best ever.
yeah, and then you go into My Boo and all that stuff, and then boot up. But then, like, I could also tell stories with not just the beats, but like with just wordplay. I play one that I know that gets like the energy going. It's "Don't Mess with My Man" by Navia or something. I forgot. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but "Don't Mess with My Man." I don't. It has Jagged Edge on it, and Jagged Edge verses goes, "Don't mess with my girl. Imma be the one to give it to you."
Hey,
And then
hey,
so like it ends with them saying, "Don't mess with my girl," and then like I drop it in the scissors. "You say you got a girl," and everybody starts
yeah.
singing, and it's just that wordplay again, girl and the girl. Like it's just it hits, and then like I know that hits because that's a good pocket. It's going again, like if it's Saturday, one of my favorite ones to do is like Kyle remixed Sunday from Craig David. And nobody plays Craig David. So I would play Kyle's version of Sunday when he sings, "I met this girl on Monday,
Day,
took her for a drink
because on
on Tuesday."
Tuesday.
I let the Craig David beat build in. And when I hit that Craig David beat build in, then it jumps into Craig David. And everybody's like, "Did you just play Craig David right now? 7 days?" I go, "Yes, I did. 7 days on the Sunday. Let's go." Like, and that's something too. I'm mindful. If it says it's on a Sunday, I'm gonna play it on a Sunday. I'm not playing "This is how we do it on a Thursday" because like it's not Friday night. And like I really I've heard somebody else play 7 days from Craig David and it was on the Friday. I'm just like, I know he says Friday, but the real emphasis of the song is Sunday. And as a DJ, it's being mindful to those things. I mean, that's what I think. I know a lot of people don't pay attention to that, but as a DJ, I really want to focus in on like the story I'm telling you is accurate.
Mm.
What I'm telling you is like, if I'm playing a song on Thursday, I'm playing Victoria Monet's like, what was it? Hey boy, don't want to waste your time. Just thinking of you. Got me feeling that fine. And then like it goes to like got me feeling like a Thursday night in there. I'm just like, oh yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
see,
see, it got me feeling like a Thursday night. I'm gonna play that on a Thursday. Like it's just it makes the most sense. And then like when it hits midnight, that's when I could play a song that's like on the like on the Friday with Smino's new stuff. He goes, she gets ghetto after Friday. And it's just like it's sick because it's
A
just
good
it
album.
works. Yeah, it all works together. And then that's what I love to do is just making something cohesive so that way it just feels like you're living in that moment. Again, living in that moment. We're here existing at this time all at once. I'm gonna make sure you're taken care of. I'm gonna play all the singing anthems that you want. I'm gonna make sure you sing with me. I'm gonna make sure you're dancing with me. I'm gonna make sure that everything is accurate in that moment.
I'm trying to tell y'all. I am trying to tell y'all, like, I think, next time, because I'm always gonna support you and catch your sets and things like that. Because
Yeah.
like just being in that energy just makes my week for different reasons where like I think and I appreciate I think I'm gonna try to take a step back, even though that I'm gonna be out for like different intentions and reasons, being like, all right, how is this DJ like taking their concept?
Mhm.
Because you are right. Cause like if you really look between and in the lines, you can see that person's passion and heart with like the intricate
Yeah.
details.
It shows week after week too, because people keep showing up. More people are showing up. I'm getting more followers. It's just it's holding this anonymously. Like Lulu is a good place to come to vibe out. I mean, last week when you were there, Damian Lillard walked in. Like, yeah, we got
Yeah.
people walking in. I mean, I had somebody from the Boston Celtics came in the last Thursday too. I have people now that are starting to understand this is a good spot to come out to and kick it and chill and just not have that pressure to be like turn up fullest, but like we could turn up a bit
Turn up.
to the fullest. You know, like a lot of people like, oh man, I'm going to keep it 100 all the time. There's a good balance. I mean, I could turn you up for a sec. I could have people dancing on the floor, but then I could turn you down and we could sing. And that's what I like too, is I could go up and down, up and down.
And that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, once again, people are like, "What are you guys insiders?" We're actually, yeah, it's my friend. He's actually
Yeah.
my friend. Like that's what you were telling me. I think it was not that this week, but the week after. You were talking about like that vibe. You're like, "How do you
Yeah.
like this?" I'm like, "I'm gonna bring it down low." He's
Yeah.
like, and you were telling me like,
Yeah.
"I know it's like
It's a wave.
Yeah, you were like, "I know it's low right now, but it's
Yeah.
like just wait,
Just wait for
just
it.
wait."
Just
yeah,
wait. I got you. Yeah, because what I always see is music as is a wave. That's what
Mm.
sound is. Everything is a wave. So you have to have the ups and lows. You can't always stay at that same tempo the whole night. And that's where I think a
That's
lot
what
of
you're
DJs
telling
have
me.
their flaws. It's just like they try to keep at this like 100 to 108 BPM if you're a hip hop DJ, or it's like if you're a house DJ, you know, 120 to 140 BPM. I'm going from 70 to 140 back around, and I'm just going up and down, and I'm creating this wave that you're riding with me. And it's just something with you that feels natural to ride this roller. It's almost like you're riding the roller coaster. You're riding the ride with me. And I really love to have people ride it with me because it's just super easy to get into it. Like it's understanding that, like, oh, I'm not trying to turn up the whole time, but you're gonna sing with me for this one song, and now I'm gonna start turning it up, and you're gonna vibe with me, and then you're gonna kind of now calm down a bit, go get your drink, then we're gonna turn back up, and that's what it is. So
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you something that I've always believed. All right. I think you have another gear. I actually
I
really,
do.
I believe you have
I
another
mean,
gear.
that goes back to different places. Some bars want to keep a certain energy,
Yeah.
and so I'm kind of like I don't like to say I'm in the leash, but I kind of am. Like I'm like wait, I'm kind of held back a bit. But there's a few bars where I'm able to let loose. Where I'm at Swift Lounge, I have no restrictions. It's open table, and then like when I have the open format at Swift Lounge, it becomes that unleashed gear. I'm playing the Bay Area. I'm playing all that stuff, and I'm combining my Lulu area with that. So like I really want to start like like campaigning for more of that balance effort at Lulu as well. But I mean that might take some more time, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But that vibe that you always come to expect at Lulu, it'll always be there. But other places that I do, depends where I spin, has different energies. It will have different places.
And that I will say, because when you are friends, gotta take accountability.
Mhm.
You have to take accountability.
Yeah,
I haven't seen you spend anywhere other than Lulu,
yeah,
but you're the reason why I always think about and come to
yeah.
Lulu's
For that energy, yeah.
for that energy. And like me and Jay always talked about, we're like, we something aside us, we're like, there's another
He's
gear.
holding back. He's holding
Exactly,
back.
he's holding back. He's holding back. He's
I'm
holding
holding
back.
back. Yeah, I'm holding back. I'm just like, oh, if I could play freaking like some Mike Jones or like even or if I could freaking throw on some Pilo, if I could throw some Pilo on right now or YG,
Ugh.
I could get this place thumping and I could come back to the Lulu vibe. I really want to emphasize that there is both. You can have both in the same space and not make it ratchet or ghetto and not make it anything else. You're just making it good music. And I think there's a difference between trying to like tell people good music can be all spectrum.
I'm gonna actually be 100% transparent with you. So, I also run a different business, and it's called the
Yeah,
Match PDX, and like we do like singles events,
yeah,
things like that. And we had we may do business with them later in the future, but like
mhm,
we had almost like a contract lined up with this pretty like 5-star hotel,
yeah,
talking to all the people, like the VP, not the VP, but the CFO, like of like hospitality and all that stuff.
yeah.
Like, and like they were like, so what? So they were like, what kind of music you gonna play? And they're like, oh, this, and that. And like, I'll be honest with you, like, we were like, oh, we have some DJs and things like that, and like they were already trying to like stop and curate like the music,
Yeah.
and like because we were trying to keep it business and professional. Because like at the same time, where a lot of people, because I don't want this to be a random rave of like, oh, they're trying to like shut down
Mhm.
the culture and things like that and all those other
Yeah.
things. Where like I understand where like people are like, oh, we don't want this type of like energy.
Yeah.
Where like, yes, no one wants a bad time at,
Mhm.
a business or a place or an
Yeah.
establishment, but like for the sheer fact that you just think this one genre is looked at as just this
Yeah.
is a very limiting mindset, and
Mhm.
you don't
It's ignorant.
trust,
It's
exactly, it's
ignorant.
very ignorant. You don't
Yeah.
trust us, but
Mhm.
you're willing to profit off of what you think popular
Yeah.
pop culture is.
Yeah, and it goes back to, again, feeling it in the moment. I could feel when people wanna turn up. I
Ex-
could feel when people and it's just right there. I know you can because, like, everybody can. The whole energy is building up, and they wanna turn up, and the fact that if you can't go that level, it just kinda hinders the night. That definitely goes back to the music too. Sometimes the venues said, like, "I need this type of music," and then they might play some of the music beforehand, and it doesn't match with even the music that you were playing. It could clear out a venue right away. Now, great, I have to build everything back up.
mhm.
And it becomes a little bit of a challenge, which I don't mind the challenge, but make more sense just to have that cohesive with bars and clubs everywhere else that's around, because it's more than just Lulu. It's more than just everywhere else around. Like everyone has their expectations. The one place I really would like to give a shout out to is Swift Lounge, because they do just say do whatever the hell you want, and we trust you. We give you 100% our backing, and I really do appreciate that a lot. Because like I could come in, because Swift Lounge is notorious for hip hop and everything else. So I
Of
could come
course.
in with hip hop, but then I could add extra stuff too. I could have an open format to go to R&B, neo soul, everything else like that in there as well.
And I think for me, and that's the issue of like just Portland nightlife in general, where like they're trying to like play to the certain crowd, but it's like if we go to Houston,
Yeah.
if we go to the Bay Area,
No,
if
the
we go to
Bay.
If we go to
I
Atlanta,
can't tell you how many times people think I'm from the Bay. That like I literally like 10 times, like at least like 10 times this last month, I had like people like walk up like, "You're from the Bay, you're from LA, right? You're from this. Like you blow out every DJ over here out the water already. Like you are from the Bay. Like you would kill it in the Bay." I'm just like, "Well, book me in the Bay. Like, what's up? Promoters, come on, book me in the Bay because I will give you a good time. I'll turn it up." And
y'all
that's
hear
something that's
this?
here. Yeah. I mean, I could turn it up there, LA, wherever you want. I want to travel DJ. That's my next goal. Is I want to actually
Mm,
bounce around to these places where I know I could just kill it and show you that my style is different than everybody else's.
mm.
Hmm.
And I'll just say this: I think that how you're doing your style is actually because we talk about changing and like
Hmm.
changing for the culture, changing for the better. I think that you would be the person to break that barrier
Yeah.
where that one snooty organization
Yeah.
will give you an opportunity. I'll
Yeah.
say just in Portland, because I want to get onto your like your next goals and things
Yeah.
like that. Because if you just trust the person, because
Hmm.
we trust hip hop and all the other things
Hmm.
far away, but like that's really what people are really wanting anyway. That's
Yeah.
pop culture with keeping a band. Like
Yeah.
I know
For
people want
real.
to argue with that. That's pop culture.
Yeah.
That's the top 100 hits. But I actually legitimately think just with your genuine energy that that time is coming where you're
Hmm.
going to like open that door for many other DJs where
Hmm.
they don't have to do all that haggling
Yeah. Leg
and
work. Yeah.
finessing.
I feel
Like,
that.
oh, you're connected with DJ. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
play music similar.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
trust that it's
I
gonna
trust that. Yeah.
because it's more or less not on the music. It's more or less on the people and security and all this other stuff.
The
Like,
energy you bring. It's at the end of
exactly.
the day, it's always about the energy. You could be the dopest DJ in the world. This is something I learned about too, even like in college and everything else when I was learning about audio production. You could be the best producer in the world.
Mhm.
They told us this, but if you have no people skills, you're not going to get anywhere in life. And that's the same thing with DJing. You could be the best DJ in the world, but nobody, if you can't relate to people, if you can't get people energy and hyped, and if you can't give them the same energy you want to see, then you're not going to go as far either. I mean, it's going to take me a little bit longer because I mean, I just don't really have that type of community, but I'm building it
Mhm.
and it's growing. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it grow day by day. So
Oh,
now, yeah.
1,010%.
So now as I continue to grow, I'm going to keep bringing it even more. So I'm just ready. You ain't ready for what's about to come. Trust me.
Woo! So I definitely have to ask this. You alluded to this,
Yeah.
where in basketball is the why am I forgetting NBA championship?
Mhm.
It's world champion,
Yeah.
World Series. It's the World Cup
Yeah.
or Damn, I'm horrible. Wow, that's two different sports. Holy, it's been a long day, everybody. But
I feel you.
dude, what what would be your championship? What is the goal for you when it comes to spinning?
I would say living off of it completely without having to focus on like another job for income, but not just living off of it, but traveling, like going on tour. And I'm not just talking about just going on tour with an artist. I'm talking about like going on tour at the level of like Kate Renata and everybody else of those types of DJs. I'm getting into production again. I used to
Yeah,
make beats back in the day. I'm going to get back into that. I want to do DJ edits, flips, everything else like that as well, and bring my energy and my signature to that. So that's coming soon as well. That's why I said you ain't ready. Just give me a couple months. You start seeing a couple songs come out for real.
okay, okay,
I got
okay,
you. I
okay.
got you. I got you. But yeah, but that's something I want to do too. That's the ultimate goal is being known for my name, going to these festivals and being that like marquee type of a person of a channel threads, Kate Renata, Duckworth, and all these other different people that do DJing, but also become an artist on the side. So I think that's the next goal for sure.
Hmm. You, I loved how you said that because I think we live in a day and age now where people don't do what they love; they do what they need to do to
Survive.
survive.
And yeah, it's a survival mentality. It's definitely, especially with inflation and everything, the way that's going, it's definitely a key. I
Yeah,
mean, there's a lot of people getting laid off, unfortunately, and everything else going on in this moment. But then we have to take these moments to understand if we do have some time to actually shift and pivot to what we can build. That's great too. I love my day job. It pays the bills. It does more than that. And it gives me the time to actually grow on my side passions, which is really cool. They actually give me the time to while I'm at work or anything else like that, on my breaks and everything, I could like actually look for new music. I could actually do all this stuff on my break time and on everything else like that. But then promote my DJ sets through their network, promote DJ for them while I'm warming up or something like that for their events, giving me opportunity just to practice and grow my craft while getting paid. Which is nice. But then also having that chance now that I'm building this type of stability as a DJ, that
yeah.
transition starting to seem a lot more simpler now. But having that career path definitely set this up too.
Okay, so what do you say? And it doesn't just have to
Yeah.
be your passion, DJing, things like that. What do you say to a person who is in a similar position
Mhm.
where they have to work their day job, but they're doing their passion on the side? Like, how do you stay focused? Because you told me where the dream is supposed
Yeah.
to be and what it is, but how do you stay focused while you are working towards that?
I think the best time is always just setting time. Setting like at least a few hours a day, just doing that, improving your skills. It's 10,000 hours for a reason.
Mm.
I really do believe 10,000 hours is key to become a master at what you need to become at. So even if it's beyond improving your skill, I would also encourage networking. I cannot stress networking enough for like finding those right people, hook you up in those right situations. I would not be at Lulu if it wasn't for my friend DJ Fanatic Jr., where he was just like, this is he told the owner, this is the guy you need to talk to.
Yeah.
I would not be at Swift Lounge if it wasn't for my friend Timothy B. And he's like, this is just guy. You need to get here now. I would not be at these like places. I would not had the opportunity to DJ at Hey Love or Pink Rabbit, all these other places I have DJ'd if it wasn't for where I'm at right now. And networking is key. I'm setting up other opportunities to DJ too. Wherever I'm at, I'm always emphasizing right now. As again, now I know who I am. I'm a DJ. If I'm meeting somebody, I'm like, hey, I see you're on the music scene. I'm a DJ. Let me know if you have something up. I'll hit you up. And just following up on that too is key. So following up networking is definitely something I would say. But also taking that time to back that up. Back up what you have to say with actual talent. Not saying that in like a chauvinistic type of a way, but actually back that up. Back it up because like it's key. Like yes, you could talk a game, but can you prove it too?
No, 1,010%.
1,000%.
1,010%. So I have a couple more questions for you,
Yeah.
then we'll wrap it up. But I gotta ask right now, if you could go on tour with any artist,
That's a good question.
who would it be right now?
I can't give you a top five.
Of
A
course, of
top five,
course, of
yeah.
course.
Number one's always going to be Frank Ocean. I feel like
Really?
Frank. I just honestly, it's on my bucket list to see that guy before I pass away. Like see him
Okay.
sing. Number two will have to be Kate Renata. Just opening up for him, learning from him, and his production skills is key. Number three, I would have to say would be Duckworth. His energy and his stage presence really is something I'm learning from. And just seeing how he performs, and even when he has his DJ shows, he kills it every single time. And number four, I would have to say would be Usher, because Usher's always number one. I'd love to just have the opportunity to work with him. He's always gonna be like number one in my heart because since I was a 5-year-old kid, I had Heelys on and I was doing You Don't Have to
About the
Call.
Heelys? About the
You don't have to
Heelys?
call, and you don't have to call. You know what I mean? I was over there sliding in. You don't have to call.
Hello. You know what I'm saying? Hello.
And number five, I have to say would be Snow Allegra. I would have to say because like she is our generation Sade, and also she is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. For real though.
You hear that?
Yeah.
You hear that, girl? You hear that?
Right? I could be your DJ.
Hey! A go DJ.
Hey, we're with it. But yeah, those would be my top five for sure at the moment. It's like those are the people I feel like I could learn and grow from, as well as really enjoy my time DJing for them.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna throw Blast on there.
Blast?
I had a feeling.
I mean, I could see myself at Blast because I'm really I could rep the Bay apparently because everybody thinks
Yeah,
I'm from the
exactly.
Bay, so, I mean, I could do Blast and Pilo and all that shit.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
But no, that's I like that list. And one of the things that we do here on the Play No Games show is like what I was telling you before is like I told you, we would love a Dame interview. We love a KD interview. We love a Usher interview. I shouldn't. Why am I saying But it fuck. When it comes to just sharing stories, I think a lot of people don't understand that the superheroes and dope people are really down the block. They're around the corner, and they have a story of triumph that is close and nearby. And I just want to like center us and center with this final bit in question where I heard where you want to go. And let's just say this, no matter where you go, you will always have a fan within me that you are just a dope human being.
Dude, that means a lot. Same here. You always I got your back from here on out, man. And when I got your back, I got your back.
Like, hey, that's my best. That's one of my therapists told me. My best skill is loyalty, but my weakness is my loyalty. Because they'll
for real though. That's for real
though. Tell you. I'll stay in stuff longer than I need to because we're friends.
We're friends.
Exactly. Is I just want to ask you when it comes to just being human being, like, what's your legacy? What is Daniel? What is something that you want people just to know about you? Doesn't have to just you DJing, just be you working. Because you're a human being. Like, what is your legacy?
I just want a positive memory, to be honest. I want people to be like, when they think of me, they smile. And that's the legacy I want to leave. Right now, it's telling it through music, but like when you actually get a chance, like to talk to my best friends that I see on a daily basis, it's me being silly. It's me nerding out. It's me stumbling over my words because I'm a little awkward. I'm a little, nerdy and everything else like that. Again, like we talked about it. Like I walk in and I see a lot of these Funko Pops. I know all the references and everything else. So I understand the culture and all different types of aspects. But like, I really would just love to leave a positive impact in people's lives. And like, at least as long as my name's associated with happiness, then what else can you ask for?
Damn. Hey, you are, for our nerds listening out here, he's a true straw hat right here.
Oh, I know. I mean, I know. Ask me anything about anime, card games back in the day. I'm a video game fan. I love just to sit back and binge and just enjoy the culture. I mean, comic books. I went to Comic Con, dressed up, did all that stuff. So I got photos to prove it.
And people, y'all gotta make it to the end of this episode. If you're hearing my voice, like this human, not this DJ, this human, like this energy you're seeing is like what compelled me to like talk to him.
Thank you.
And that's what we really do here, because we don't play no games about you, because
For real.
building a life worth living is one of the most beautiful things that can grow from anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just happy to be here.
Damn right.
Damn
right. Show you right.
All
Show you right.
Sure, right. I'm here. I'm here and I'm happy.
So, at the end, when we do our interviews, even though you already dropped your stuff, we're gonna drop your stuff in our bio and that's a super lie, not bio, but the description on YouTube and things like that's where people can find you. But for the people again, so if they want to find you, we haven't done IRL, but if they can find you on the interwebs, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's DJ_HNST, DJ Honest. You can also find me on Mixcloud if you want to hear my music. It's just the same thing, DJ Honest, HNST. I will have all my mixes up there from whatever Wednesdays to Nothing Like the Rest. I'm going to be posting more mixes in the nearby. You could catch me at Lulu's Lulu Bar every Thursday and Saturday, and then every Swift Lounge at every third Friday. And then I also will have extra gigs coming up that I post on my Instagram, so keep an eye on that.
Weddings, bar mitzvahs, Keisha, all that. If y'all don't holler at my
hit me up on my DMs. Let's go.
Hit him up. He is P.N.G certified and beyond P.N.G. And I don't say this often because I call myself CB on here, because I like to separate certain things from my life. But he's Robert certified fresh. And I'll just say this. I'll definitely have to be utilizing your services very, very soon, because when you have friends, you invest in your friends, and I'm going to be investing with you very, very soon.
I appreciate it. I'm happy for it. So
I'm
here for it.
Gotta buy some DJ Honest stock.
I mean, if anything, I'm about to get a bunch of merch. Let's just do it. Let's just make the merch. I gotta get my graphic game up, but merch is gonna come soon. Why not?
Okay. So it's been. Well, I want to say I thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Yeah, for sure.
I value people's time so much. I really appreciate you so much. I know if the guys were here, they would say the same thing. I promise they did their research. But I want to say thank you for your time. And well, for you guys, this has been another damn good, or actually, this has been an honest
episode of Play No Games.
Wait, take us out.
All right, y'all. It's been an honest episode of Play No Games.
And we out.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. But shit, I think they call them groupies now.